morning, friends. We are in the gym today. I'm trying to block that window with my head. Is it working? Welcome back to Vlogmas. This is our last week of Vlogmas because Christmas is literally Friday. Is that right? I think so. Anyway, is this working? Maybe I should scoot closer. There, now I'm closer to you, but at least you don't have the light flare. But doesn't it make my hair look pretty? Okay, anyways, I'm not gonna ramble today. This is gonna be a really short clip. I am going to try and get this vlog up tomorrow. I don't know if I can do that, we'll see. But yeah, it's the 19th of December, and this is what I'm focusing on reading. I deal with Elf King. I have not finished Don't Hex and Drive yet because I was behind on this buddy read with my good friend Shay, and I wanted to get caught up. And it is Saturday. I have been editing videos this morning and not reading much, but I am this far into it. And honestly, I'm really enjoying this. Like, I wasn't for sure what this plot was about, other than I heard that it was something like Cardan and Jude vibes, and I loved The Cruel Prince, and I really, really loved The Wicked King too. Queen of Nothing was a little bit of a disappointment, not gonna lie, except for when, thank you very much, I love you very much. Except for when, of course, Jude, well, that's a spoiler, but there was one thing about that book that was good, and has to do with the romance. So anyway, that's a change in topic. So I wasn't 100% sure what this book was about, but I heard a lot of hype for it on, you know, all the book channels, Twitter, Instagram, and all that good stuff. And honestly, this cover, I am obsessed with. Like, this is the type of art that I just love so much. And yeah, so I thought that it was like an adult romance, but I think it's more of a YA fantasy romance, which is totally fine because I like those too. I just don't usually reach for them unless it's something I'm super hyped about, such as this. But also, I am only 70 pages in, so it may get spicier. Anyway, I looked this up, was reading some reviews, and a few people said that if you are a fan of the Hobbit movies and you have ever thirsted after Thranduil, am I saying that right? Legolas's dad, the elvish king of the woodland realm. Yeah. Oh, hi, thank you. If you've ever thirsted after him or been interested in him, then this is the book for you. And I was like, yeah, sold, totally. And it definitely has those type of vibes, like that type of Hobbit high fantasy vibe, which I really, really love. Like, I'm honestly really enjoying this. It's really super fun. It's very easy and quick to get into. It's not dragging at all. I'm super into it. I do feel like at times some of the things that happen are a little bit obvious. It doesn't really have a lot of subtlety that I like in fantasy, you know? Like, I feel like some of the other fantasy romances that I've really loved have had, but it's a very fun read. I'm really enjoying it. And yeah, so basically what happens is you have the elf kingdom and you have the human kingdom, and every 100 years the elf king has to have a human bride to be his queen in order to make sure that the elf kingdom has enough magic and that the human world, I'm not exactly sure how it affects the human world, to be honest, but they need to have a human bride or else bad things happen, basically. And so, but the human bride has to have like some type of magic for the king to want her or to have her as his bride. So that's the basic gist of the story, and I'm just starting to get to the point where the main character has gone to the elf world and they've gotten married. Hey, stop chewing on boxes! And so she's just getting introduced to that world, and it's really just really fun so far. So yeah, I'm super into this. I'm really liking it. It's going by super fast, and I am still listening to my current audiobook with Sabine and Rydstrom, Kiss from the Demon King, which I forgot to bring that book in, so I will update you more on that later since I don't have a picture for it. But I just wanted to say hello, tell you that is what I am reading, and that's my plans for the day, is just honestly to read that book and make Christmas treats. I need to start wrapping presents because I haven't done that yet. So maybe I will have some footage of Christmas preparations for the day, because Christmas is less than a week away. What the heck? I don't want it to be over, right? I don't want it to be over. Okay, I'll see you guys in my next video. Clip. I forgot to taste the tea for you. This isn't a very exciting flavor. I think it's just a basic tea. And it's totally fine. I don't know. This is a super boring tea tasting because it's nothing really spectacular, but I liked the words on the Christmas calendar when I pulled it out, because it was like, if you need some calm and serenity, have this. And I was like, I think I do. So tea tasting, I brought it out in my travel mug and I burned my tongue because it was so hot, because we're gonna work out. So see you guys in a little bit. Cosmo, where's your ball? Where's your ball? Hi. What is it? Kazi. Kazi. Hello, baby. Hello, baby. He's a pouncer. Hello my friends, good evening. This is actually going to be a daily vlog for Vlogmas because I've got a lot, I don't have a lot, but I have a few videos that I want to get out this last week before Christmas. I don't want to use my Christmas intro and outro. Is that silly? I don't know, but I still want to. So but I want to get these vlogs out too. Anyway, I have some videos planned, so this is a daily one. So it will be shorter, hopefully, because I haven't had a chance to ramble much to you. But I also want to show you my Hello Lovely Box hoodie. It's the One More Chapter hoodie. This is a medium, and it's still pretty big. Like, this is a very big medium, so I like it. It's super cozy, super comfy. And I like the color. It's very cute. And then I have some fun mail that I got today I wanted to show you. I got some really nice cards in the mail today. I got this sweet Christmas card from Tori from Live a Novel Life. She just started a booktube channel. She is one of the sweetest people that I have ever had the pleasure to know through the book community, and I love and adore her so much. She was also on the Bookish Sick Chick chat we did on Bree's channel. She's just a sweet, lovely person, and so I'm gonna have her linked below if you want to go give her a follow, because she also does a podcast, so she is new to booktube, but she doesn't have that you know, like some of us who, when, like I did this and I still sometimes do this, like when we feel like awkward in front of the camera, like she doesn't have that problem. And she's just super sweet and you should go subscribe to her. So, and then my seasonally booked up friends, this is from Margaret. She sent me these cute bookmarks. It has titles of the books we read, some of them. And this super cute sticker. Thank you so much, Margaret. I love them. She sent me a super nice note too, which I loved. This has No Rest for the Wicked, Tycoon, Brazen and the Beast, Brierly, Dark Needs. Oh, it's just some of the best books we've read this year. And then I got a wonderful surprise from my sweet friend Samantha from Books with Samantha. She also has a YouTube channel, and she sent me this cup. Isn't it so cute? I think her mom or her dad makes these, and it's a Starbucks cup, and it says Historical Hellions, which is a book club that she has started with Jess from Peace Love Books, and I will be a guest on their first show, so that will be super fun. The book we're reading is a Beverly Jenkins, and that's the book they picked, and they invited me to be a guest on the show, so that's cool. Let me grab it. I'll show you if you want to read it too. This is not the new, I mean, this is not the old school cover. This is the new. Why is it not there? Night Song by Beverly Jenkins, and I believe this is Beverly Jenkins' first published book, so I am super excited to read that. There's not a date for the live show yet, but this was published in 1994, and I can't wait to read this, and I can't wait for the live show. It's going to be a ton of fun, so that's another historical, I think that, so with Historical Hellions, like, they're focusing on old school historical romances, so they've got like their first 6 books picked. I know that they both have videos on their channel, both Jess and Samantha do, talking about their book club, and I think it's going to be really fun. So I love seeing all of the romance book clubs. I know I've seen a few others pop up around too, and I love the historical romance book club me and Jen do, obviously, because that's mine, and Jen is my bestest friend, and I love and adore her. But I just love talking books, so this is a good chance to do that with everyone. Samantha also sent me a very sweet card, which may or may not have made me cry. She's a sweetheart person. And then she sent me this beautiful edition of Pride and Prejudice, which, little did she know, I have been wanting forever. And actually the only copy that I have of Pride and Prejudice is a really old, tattered library copy of I think it's an old Penguin edition of Pride and Prejudice. Samantha knows my deep love for Pride and Prejudice, and I just thought this was such a sweet, sweet gift. Like, I love this edition. It's just completely gorgeous, and I was so happy and surprised that she sent this. Like, the romance book community is literally the best book community in the world. We have the best people, we have the kindest people, and the most generous people, and I just feel really lucky to be a part of it, and it's just really cool. So I will have everyone linked below if you want to go and check them out, because I know I'm always looking for more bookish, romance bookish content creators specifically, because we need to represent HEAs. Am I right? Yes. I seriously just feel so happy about all that. I've been trying to bully Samantha into I'm not really bullying, I mean, low-key, I'm not really bullying, to watching the 2005 Pride and Prejudice, because that is literally my favorite movie of all time. Oops, I just spoiled a Q&A video I have coming out. But she hasn't watched it yet. So Samantha, if you're watching this, you need to watch it. I will watch it with you. We will do an online watch party, okay? Okay, that'll be fun. So now a book update. So I've been reading this all day, Deal with the Elf King. I am on page 165, so a little over halfway. I have 2 more chapters to read to be caught up finally with our reading. And I am really liking this still. This is a very slow-paced, sort of lovely, quiet fantasy. And so the world of like the elf, I guess it's the elf world, but there's also like fae. They're sort of like, they're not necessarily at war, but they don't necessarily get along either, so they have those 2 fantasy races, and then they have the humans, and I really enjoy the setting. I think the writing is really great. Honestly, I'm really impressed with the writing. There's very little romance, if any. I definitely can see now why this is either, because it does have that YA fantasy romance feel where it's just like slow, like super slow, which which isn't bad. I just was hoping for more, not gonna lie. I was definitely hoping for more. But I definitely am liking it for sure. But the thing that I can tell, unless something significant happens, which it may, because, you know, because I'm only halfway through, but the thing that I know already is that it's probably not going to be a 5-star read for me, because when I read a fantasy romance, I want both of those components to be well developed and present throughout the entire book. Like, I don't like fantasy romance when the romance hits at the very end, and I don't like fantasy romance when the fantasy element isn't really developed really well, you know what I mean? Like, I want it to really push the limits of both of those genres, and that's one reason why I love A Heart of Blood and Ashes so much by Milla Vane, which I gushed about quite a lot at the beginning of Vlogmas, is because I felt like that book perfectly captured what I wanted in a fantasy romance, and the fantasy world was so strong and so well developed and so well thought out and so clever, and just, it was such a crucial part of the whole story. It was woven into how their relationship worked, but the romance too was had the same weight throughout the whole thing. And another thing in particular that I really want to find in in fantasy romance that I feel like is kind of hard for me to find, and I actually am on a quest now, I've done some research today to find more great fantasy romances, is that I want them to really push the boundaries of not necessarily like dark themes, but like when you're talking about elves or fairies specifically, I feel like you can really go to dark places, and I want them to do that. I want to see the brutalness of that magical world. Like, I want to see that in action, and it don't necessarily mean just a bunch of blood and guts, but I want to see, like, if you're going to tell me that this is a cruel race or that this leader is cruel, like, I need to see it, and I want to feel that threat, you know? So I really want that to be pushed a little bit, and I don't feel like this one is. It's a very quiet, lovely, soft, and it's really enjoyable, honestly. But it's also, it's just not exactly what I'm wanting in a 5-star read, you know? And I want that romance what I'm looking for in a 5-star fantasy romance is I want the romance to be just sizzling, and I don't necessarily mean like super steamy all the time, right? I just mean like I need it to have as much weight as the fantasy does, you know? And I feel like that's such a hard blend to get, you know? Like, I love YA fantasy romance, but we have a lot of those. We don't have a lot of adult fantasy romance where it really just goes there in the romance, you know? Like, we have very few books like that. And I want it. I want it so badly, and this isn't that. It's still really a fun and enjoyable read, but it's not a 5-star level for me yet. Maybe it will get there, we will see. I honestly feel like I'm gonna finish reading today's chapters, and then, I don't know, we'll see. We'll see what, I'm gonna talk to Shay, who I'm buddy reading it with, and see how much, maybe we'll finish it tomorrow. But, so that is, like, it's not even a complaint about this book, because I don't feel like this book is really doing anything wrong. It's just not what I'm wanting, you know what I mean? It's not what I want out of a fantasy romance. It's still a delightfully lovely, very well put together book, but it's just not hitting me with what I want. Like, I want to really see them push the limits of the fantasy and the romance. I just want that so much. So, that's my update for today's episode of Vlogmas. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Thank you so much for watching all of these vlogs. I hope you have been enjoying them. And I also want to say thank you for all of the likes and subscribing. If you like my videos, please be sure to like. I know everyone says that, but it really is helpful. And subscribe especially so you can see all of my videos, because I have some fun ones planned. So, thanks so much for watching, y'all. I will see you tomorrow, probably.